Prego.
Hi, I have two questions for Mr. Hardy. You've been in a superhero movie before, and this is a real, is a everyday life hero. But cinemas nowadays are full of superhero movies, and the reaction from the audience this morning was enthusiastic. Don't you think that we need more real heroes, more than Marvel Comics heroes in cinemas? And how did you prepare for this movie? And why it's not in competition? Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I think there's a difference between, we now have to become a sort of political question in some ways. It's like there's a difference between movies and then the art of craft and creating screenplays and storytelling and character work and acting and all the other side of the fence, that which turns cash over and that which doesn't, and it is a shame. Largely, artists are sort of in the back room or in theatres or in works in progress that don't get to see the light of day. Yes, I do think we should see a lot more quality work. That's not to say that there isn't a place in the world for superheroes. I think that's also equally as important. But my preference is obviously the work, and which I enjoy. And something like Locke is for me. And everyone else involved, I think, is a great workout, and certainly what we would do if we weren't getting, well, I would anyway, certainly what I would be doing if I wasn't getting paid to do superhero movies as well, which I equally enjoy, which have their own challenges as an actor. They're just very different mediums, and I think it depends on what the audience wants and what the artist wants to do themselves, and there's plenty of time to create in isolation if you have to. It's a shame that you don't see it more in the cinema, though. And thank you for saying we should be in competition. Well, it was quite anarchic, actually, because, actually, is anarchic the right word? I'm not sure it is. I mean, it kind of is, actually. Steve wrote a script which was a 30-page synopsis, which turned into 90 pages 3 days before the shoot. So the preparation was sort of panic, really, and then I decided to be Fireman Sam as well, because I went on a trip to meet some friends with a friend of mine who's Welsh, and I did my best impression of him I could, because I thought it was befitting with the character. We sat around the table for a week. That's a lie. And we read over and over the script, much in the same way that one would do a theatre sort of sit down or a table read for a week with the actors. The standard sort of action activities, beats and unit work, really basic script analysis. And then I think we really had to just get the thing shot within 5 days. And am I allowed to say, I didn't know the lines, am I allowed to say that? Should we tell them that or not bother?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right, yeah, I read the whole thing off an auto cue, so I didn't know the lines. so the whole thing is me reading, which I thought was really exciting as well, because I've never done a film whereby I didn't know what I was doing at all. And the fact was that we, in the truest sense of an artist, which I believe Steve is, and with the highest compliment behind the production as well, is to take a gamble on something which is, in an experimental way, to say, look, I think we can make a movie or film, a screenplay happen in a very short space of time, in a way that one would have a shotgun wedding. We've got a baby, so we better get married. It's like, we've got a script, so we've got to shoot it. We've got next week, let's do it. And we did, and this is what happened. And I think
it's like a home delivery.
Yeah, it was a home delivery, really, and I think that really adds to the flavour of it, and also what can be done in a very short space of time with the right people. When you put a good team together, I think anything's possible.